And now you're working. Try to get this to work on my phone. Didn't have to restart it because it just completely broke my phone. So I caught Corona. When I review Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's cringe. I don't know why I ever find it funny. Maybe I didn't pay much attention from seasons 2 to 7 because I was playing Mario Odyssey while I was watching them. I was putting more attention in the Mario than the show because it's Mario Odyssey. I don't remember much from season 1 because I watched it about 5 years ago at this point. 4 years ago, sorry. And I binge watched the entire first season. I was supposed to be watching a different show because that other show only had 23 episodes. But I loved Brooklyn Nine-Nine so much that I just binge watched the entire first season. Maybe 1 to 7 didn't have cringe writing, and I'm not talking about like the politics stuff that I post onto my story. I'm talking actual cringy writing, like it's a bunch of it is just them screaming when they didn't need to do that. The show has the potential to be good, but it just does not grab it, and it is the only show that I know of that spent more than one episode talking about how cops are evil, because at this point, over 2 years ago, a black man was killed by two or three cops. And that must mean that every cop, everywhere in the world, even on different planets, they are all evil. Apparently. I should mention that I don't feel any different having corona. My throat is a little bad, but I think that's just because it's dry. I haven't had anything to drink. And this cough isn't new. I've had it since I had the cold. And I got the cold about nearly 2 weeks ago. And then I went to a wedding, and someone at that wedding had corona and gave it to a bunch of us. Not me. I got it off my mum or my dad. But they caught it from the wedding. What was I saying? So I've been feeling terrible for nearly 2 weeks. So at this point, it just feels like normal to me. I don't feel any different because I've gotten used to not having the cold. My cold ended on like the day after the wedding, 2 days after the wedding. But I've had a recurring cough, and it's really it was bad, and it got worse. Like I was starting to think last night that I have a problem with my lungs, but maybe that's just me catching corona. I just want all this to be over. This Twitter as of 11 to 9 a.m. on Tuesday, the 14th of June 2022. Can't help having a big penis. Stoke-on-Trent shopper accused of stealing clothes drops pants to prove suspicious bulge was actually his manhood. Flex. Marcus. Can't relate. You claim to support free speech, yet you blocked out Cult of Dusty. Blocked Cult of Dusty Curious. That's not against free speech, so your point is stupid. It is. You're censoring Cult of Dusty from your feed. He still has a kind of confused mouth breathing takes on this site. I haven't restricted his speech at all. I'm actually saying people have a right to any platform they so choose. You restricted his freedom to dunk on your takes or view them. That's literally George Orwell's 1980. Right, you're taking it too far. I mean, do you call yourself Amogus Amogus Winston Amogus Amogus? As in Winston Smith from 1984? Like, really? You're just pissing on Orwell's grave. My favorite thing on this website is when people who have freedom of speech and know nothing about it come to them and mention acting like experts and humiliating themselves like this. It will never not be funny. When did I say I wanted your free speech restricted, Mark? You're a Dusty fan, so I just assumed. When did I make the point that Candace Owens made that you somehow attributed to me? Where's your evidence of that free speech warrior? A Dusty fan and asking for evidence, that's amazing. Is he still pretending he won debates? Never happened. I don't know. I haven't watched him for 2 years. Understandable. I don't even know who this guy is. Also, so you haven't watched this guy in 2 years, and you see Mark, just going about his day, saying, getting rid of the very harmful and misleading allegations that he is a big dick, and you just go up to him and say, hey, you blocked this guy that I liked 2 years ago, and you say that you don't block people. I never said that. Yes, you did. You say you're a free speech warrior. Yeah, me blocking him doesn't mean he can't use Twitter. It just means he can't see my Twitter. Excuse me going on Netflix while I remove Brooklyn Nine-Nine from my list. Point is, piss off. I'm tired of having all these stupid arguments over nothing where Marcus proves you wrong in one tweet and you refuse to deal with the fact that he's right. Okay, what does that have to do with a statement someone else made, not me? Are you literally sieving my mentions over some crap someone else said? How do you mean that's stupid? You one claiming getting banned on Twitter, same as authoritarian countries sending people to prison for speech they dislike. Except we're not talking about. Thanks! We're not talking about being banned. We're talking about blocking. They're two different things. I've blocked a bunch of people from my Instagram because I thought that they were reporting my videos for copyright. That doesn't mean that I've banned them from using Instagram. They can still use Instagram. When did I say that? Oh, right. I didn't. We've arrived to the stage where you just make crap up because you're feeling badly, and I get that I'm not reading these, like, at all. Like, I see the tweet, and my mind just rewords it into something completely different. Like, it's basically the same sentence, but the words are nothing alike. I don't know how I do it. Like, it's different when you see a sentence. It's like, you read this sentence wrong, and it's actually, this sentence read wrong. That's different. What? Also, Candace Owens claimed she was censored when AOC blocked her. Why are you being hypocritical? That's something that Candace Owens said, not Mark. I mean, I've never heard Mark's opinion on Candace Owens. I like Candace Owens. I don't know about Mark. Why am I being hypocritical over a point someone else made? Man, you're really stupid. LMAO, your side claims getting banned or blocked essentially. Right. Just he doesn't agree with everything his side says. My side is left. But I don't agree with the far left. Despite the fact that the far left are technically on my side because we're both left. Right. Let me try and break this anymore. The far left are lunatics. Am I a lunatic just because I'm on the same side as the far left? Technically. No. Anyway. You know, censorship is when government locks you up for speech. You said that they disagree. Banned, perhaps blocked. We've literally never said that. That's just yet more crap you're making up because you're losing. I feel like that these people who go up against Mark are just babies trying to fight a giant, thinking that they can win. I don't understand how you think you can ever win. Nice, pivoting your side claim getting banned or blocked is the same thing as getting arrested in authoritarian countries like China for expressing the wrong opinion. I'm going to get a halt when this video ends. My side, you mean other people who aren't me? You're still here mauling about crap other people said? Then go cry about the people who said it then. I'm not the chairman of the right wing. He's not even right wing, he's left wing. Like, you know, very slightly left. I just spat my tablet. Yeah. Very slightly left, like me. You can easily make another account. Destiny and Sargon have multiple alt accounts. Don't get me started on Carl's alt accounts. You're just going to yet again ignore that more crap you made up. Got this proven, huh? Speaking of Carl, I saw today that they're interviewing Joe Brand on Good Morning Britain. I don't understand why they're being so friendly towards someone who would send death threats to a politician. Like, we can't be nice towards, I don't know, me, I guess. But we have to be nice towards the person that said they wanted to throw battery acid at Carl Benjamin, because we don't like Carl Benjamin. He is a rapist. Despite the fact that the opposite is true. Yeah, your side claims be free. His side does not 100% agree with him. Just because other people said it that agree with him on some points doesn't mean they all agree on every point. Free speech wars and right-wingers get banned, but are silent and left-wingers are banned or in prison. Yeah, really? Because every single time someone gets banned off Twitter, Marcus is always there to defend them. Always. Here's an idea. Now I know this may sound crazy because this is what normal people do, but if someone says something that makes you cry like this, you should go take it up with the person who said it, not some random on Twitter because they have similar politics. So I defend leftists getting censored all the time. You're out here collecting L's today. When have you called out Twitter for censoring accounts that supports Palestinians? What accounts have been banned for supporting Palestine? The mainstream supports Palestine. What are you on about? The mainstream said that Israel were guilty of war crimes, when actually it was Palestine guilty of war crimes. So, why are you saying that Twitter banned Palestine supporting people? Because that would include people like John Oliver. Okay, put two and two together and figure out what people would say about me if I weighed in that argument. By calling out your hypocrisy when you only care about free speech when right-wingers get censored. Why is censored in air quotes? Also, he defends leftists all the time. Literally and true, what you said is false. To defend leftists all the time, bro. If you're going to keep making stuff up, I'll start doing that too, and trust me, you won't like it. You don't follow me or watch my videos, so how would you even know? The only time you care about free speech is when you're fash. Online friends were censored. Oh, Grady's a fascist now, apparently. Well, prove it. I mean, there's literally a video on his channel. I don't know if it's still up, but there was one where he took a poll comp, and the poll comp said that he was a libertarian left-winger, which is the total opposite of a fascist. Yeah, not true. You're making so much stuff up while crying hard. This is just sad now. Sure. Hey, free speech boy, we need your voice to explain to others that Israel celebrates the American embassy. Christ. Ugh. In Jerusalem by snipers who shit in the head of Palestinian. Thanks a lot, Mark. Why is this in such bad grammar? I get that my grammar's bad as well because I've been ending sentences like Christopher Walken, but I have an excuse. Well, then don't bring rocks to a gunfight. It's a joke. Also, look at that photo. You can tell that photo was screenshot a while back because that's not what his profile picture is now. And that's not what his profile picture was on May 14th, 2022. So this photo is at least a year old because I don't remember what his profile picture on Twitter was like on May 14th, 2021. It could have been that. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 2020 or 2019 and so on. Point is, that's a very old tweet. You made the statement, LMAO, the only time you care about free speech is when your fast line friends are censored. This where you explain how what you just posted has anything to do with proving that statement. Jesus, leftists are so stupid. You literally support violence against protesters who disagree with your ideology. Just admit you're a hypocrite. Nonce. I don't speak Brit Bonger. Okay, nonce. Okay, Nazi. Crap, that might have stung if it didn't come from a nonce. LMAO. And how do you know that Marcus supports Donald Trump? Like, where's the evidence of Marcus supporting Donald Trump? I mean, people assume that I support Donald Trump, but don't. The man is a communist. The man who created your entire ideology is literally a pedo. And what ideology would that be, Mark? And how do you know that this person is part of that ideology? Who is this nonce? If it's not knowing who Michael Foucault is, like Marxists not knowing who Karl Marx is. A lot of Marxists don't know who Karl Marx is. He literally created modern leftism. Also, he believes that Nazi should be legal, and he has crap tons of warrants out for him all over Africa for child abuse. Bravo. I'm not a socialist. You're a leftist, so I'm a sock then. As in a social democrat. They are very, very rude people. Like their campaign, like slogan is "Vote for us, retard." There's a couple swear words in there as well, but you get the point. Yeah, leftists. That's what I said. Socialists don't think sock dams are true leftists. I mean that is true. I mean communists don't believe that. Communists believe that the only thing that is truly left is communism. Then again, you also think that me and Mark are right wingers when we're not. How is threatening violence against protesters free speech? When did I do that? Alright, screw it. If you're gonna just make up stuff, so will I. You were nonce. I never once saw you say that nonce is bad. Nonce. You and your nonce friend Mark or Carl ended the UKIP party. They did not end UKIP, they made it more popular. Dickhead. You're friends with nonces like Clivering and Carl. Now don't talk about Carl being a pedo. Because Carl did have pedo allegations, and I don't know if you know that, or you're just making crap up to try and be funny, or for whatever reason, but do not ever call Carl a pedo. Because all those allegations were fake. You're literally a nonce. Why are you still here crying over losing to me so badly? Why have you put in a gif from Stephen Colbert? Oh, well, this is evidence because Quartering said something, and Marcus is friends with Quartering. Guess what? Sean Head is friends with, who's your man? Vosh. I wouldn't call Sian Head a pedo. I just don't like the fact that she hangs out with a pedo. Your side wants drag queens to wave their dicks in front of kids? Go take it up with Jeremy. I already roasted the crap out of him for it. Drag queens are not showing their genitals to children. This is easily debunkable. It was an exaggeration. Your side is fine with bringing children to drag queen shows. In fact, your side has a child that is a drag queen. It doesn't matter that they're not getting the dicks out. It is still sexual exploitation of a child. And I'm not calling you a pedo, because you're not the one doing it. It's just people on your side that's doing it. So, and because you're attacking Mark for something people on his side have said, Mark is attacking you for stuff other people on your side have said. I think I'm just gonna start coughing up blood here. No, of course not. They're just sexually dancing with their asses out in front of them, which I'm sure you approve of, being a nonce and all. Right, why? I'm not reading this. You see my stand up. I roast the crap out of Carl for this too. Go on. What next? Will you go for being mad at me for crap other people have done? Or will you go back to making stuff up? Either way, you're getting more L's. Point is, be quiet. Person from the photo was not a drag queen, they're a stripper. What photo? I'm guessing it's in that video. I'm not watching it. That's not even what I was talking about. And honestly, it doesn't matter if they're a drag queen or a stripper. Children shouldn't be in front of them. Says the nonce supporter struggling to defend quivering and quartering and Carl. Except he wasn't really supporting them. He was just saying that, right, I have made fun of Carl and Jeremy for these things. You haven't made fun of the pedos on your side for these things. Also, Carl is not a pedo. Stop saying that he's a pedo. And the reason, I'm assuming that he knows about the pedo stuff, because what happened was that Carl was talking to a guy about I think it was the Roman Empire. And the Romans really liked having sex with children. That's what he was talking about. It mightn't have been the Romans, but he was talking about an ancient civilization that were full of pedos. And because of that, someone took a clip from it and edited it so it was out of context, because he was talking from the perspective of these pedos. So someone had taken that, no context, uploaded it, and all of a sudden Carl is apparently a pedo. He's not a pedo. Stop. Not trying to defend them, you're the one justifying drag shows for kids, plus you follow an ideology created by a pedo. Stop rejecting my guy and pick up your L's on the way out. There are a lot of them. Drag queens don't do sexual acts in front of kids, while your side defends child marriage. We're not defending child marriage. When have we defended child marriage? Also, there's literally a video on my Instagram and my YouTube of a drag queen or a stripper or whatever, something of a sexual nature, performing in front of 2 children. It doesn't matter if they're a drag queen or a stripper, it is a sexual performance that is happening in front of children. Child beauty pageants and taking kids to Hooters. Marcus has already said that he doesn't condone taking children to Hooters. Hey, just search up Hooters on Carl's or Marcus's Twitter, and you'll see, no, this is bad as well, basically. Next to a photo of children at Hooters. If we're just going for the super broad, your side argument's great, let's go all in. Your side literally wants noncery to be illegal. That trumps pretty much any hyperbolic lies you can throw at me, and I cry about it. My side wants to ban child marriage while your side supports it, you know. Yeah, maybe your side doesn't support it now, but they will, because they're literally exposing themselves in front of children. You cannot say that it's not happening, because there is so much evidence of it happening. And you're justifying it because our side apparently is defending similar activity. Take the moral high ground and say that it is all bad. Like I'm doing, it's all bad. Hooters, drag queens, strippers, doesn't matter, all bad. Don't have any of them in front of children. Your side has spent the last few decades advocating for noncery, in a sense. Your side, that means you're also a pedo. Don't be mad, I'm just following your own rules of engagement. If I'm responsible and complicit for my side, then so are you. Now cry about it. You'd think that these arguments wouldn't get any bigger, but apparently they can. Because these people are just getting more stupid. Sure, no, it's Tennessee Republicans want to ban same-sex marriage but allow child marriage. That's in Tennessee. Marcus is in Scotland. Gone from the dude that literally has NAMBLA, whatever the hell that is, proves the foundation of a political party directly linked to worldwide child trafficking networks. Keep crying, nonce. You realise he's Scottish, right? He doesn't. Americans think they're the centre of the universe. Right, Marcus, this guy might not be American, though. We are, but Scotland isn't Tennessee. Are you going to pretend Scottish Conservatives are not nonces? Yeah, but your evidence of Marcus being a nonce is the fact that people in Tennessee are nonces. So, if I tickle someone, in fact, no, let's not say that. If I slap someone, say my brother, in this house, in the UK, and someone at the same time dies in America, does that mean I murdered that person in America? No, it doesn't. I'm not a conservative. Jesus, you have to be trying your hardest to get things this wrong. When did I say that? I assume absolutely everything from the American standpoint was set and crap from America, like there's anything to do with me. Nonce. We're excited. Bong. Considering the leading NAMBLA members were members of the Democratic Party and the foundation are a bunch of leftist professors, my works cited were reality. Reply to this if you're nonce. No replies. Thank you, Jesus. You literally supported Trump, who endorsed nonsense President Trump, endorses accused child molester way more. Accused. So it's not been confirmed that he's a pedo. Also, it's really bad when there is a compilation of Biden grooming children. Groping, whatever, same thing. Look, kissing a child. Look at that, grabbing that child's arm, and that doesn't look like your standard grab. That looks like a not a strong grab, but more than you should be doing to a child. And I don't know the ages of these people, but the ages of these people are public. Paul has these ages all counted in a video, and guess what? They are all, like, the highest, I think, was 14. Look at that. That's quite close to that woman's breast. Both hands, and he's sniffing her hair. He's really sticking his fingers down that She looks about 5 at most, and he's nearly sticking his fingers down her throat. So you cannot call Trump a pedo until you admit that Biden is a pedo, because there's more evidence of Biden being a pedo than Trump being a pedo. And this is not normal. I criticised Biden when he did this nice try nonce. Nah, I never saw you do it. That means you didn't. Just following the rules you set. Don't be mad. Go, Mr. Strong. You're the one that's doing it. You cannot say that you are winning this argument, because you are not. This happens every single time that Marcus gets into an argument. It's only been resolved peacefully like one time or maybe two. Most other times, these people come back and they're like, yeah, remember that time that I beat you in an argument? No, I don't remember that, because I beat you. Because Marcus will always beat these people. You're going to pretend you're pro-marketplace free ideas when you block people who are not right-wing. He only blocks people that are being pricks. And Marcus, I please block this person. You know that freedom of speech isn't just freedom to listen, it's also the freedom not to listen under your own argument. That would mean everyone who isn't following your account and reading your pain huffing tweets is violating your rights. You're stupid. Also, I get people who want to say that because I said that Marcus will never lose, I'm like something off. Go on ahead, say it. I don't care. You can. Hold on, I'm busy debating. You can mute people without censoring them. Free speech is absolutist. I'm not even the tiniest bit surprised that after such a basic explanation, you're still too stupid to understand such a basic concept. Now, this has been fun, but I have stuff to do. Yeah, like. You have a child, Marcus? Reply to this. If you're not a nonce. I appreciate you following me this far down Dante's Inferno of Autism. Right, please stop replying with that gif, Ryan. Henry, you better not be another person arguing you're going to launch NFTs, but the market crap. The bad harder never heard, but you decided to do it anyway. Well, at least you're halfway honest by attempting to scam your audience. You don't seem honest, and oh, for God's sake, here we go about NFTs of all things. Be nice, Paul. Ask him what you assess and release the NFTs to area. ETH. Counting other people's money is the stuff of bitches. Mind your own business. Hi there, Jeff here. I'm a reporter for Business Insider working on a story about YouTube creators who are using the Super Chat feature in interesting and lucrative ways. How do you use Super Chat interestingly? Like, most people just have it so that they can make jokes to the person that is streaming or play inappropriate music in public. That's it. And if you're not doing that, then you're just having it there. That doesn't really make, so it's, how do you make it interesting? Don't talk to journalists, ever. Nothing you will say can change anything. They've already decided what they're going to write. Just bought a couple of these. No, I'm not saying that. For those asking, especially in the year to play anything new except maybe turnips. The new stuff I already have. One for the potatoes, one for strawberries, and I'll probably put turnips in the third. Guessing strawberries, Mark. Got two already out growing their mind. One's fruiting. Make sure they keep those runners. Good time for bell peppers if you can get some already started. That's the problem I'm having. Literally no space for them to go and they're hanging out of the box. I'll get that sorted with these new boxes though. Thank God it's over. Sweet spot for sleep isn't 8 hours. Exactly 7 hours? My brother told me to look at the cast for the Corey, which is a game that Apparently it's similar to Until Dawn, which is given that a lot, so that's one reason why I meant to say it. So let's see. David Arquette, Ted Remy, Ariel Winter, Brenda Song, or yeah, okay, yeah, that's who his photo was. That's not really much, but like he made it out that it's bigger than that. Anyway, okay, so I don't know if you talked about this, but apparently you should be getting 7 hours of sleep instead of 8. If this can load, please. Joker sequel will be a musical with Lady Gaga. I'm not a fan of musicals, and I guess, excuse me, it will open up some halls because it's bad. But it could be good because I like it when things are dark, but they present themselves as being not dark, like Danganronpa. But anyway, started transitioning in my 50s. Trust me, it's never too late. Yeah, but the thing is that you won't look like a woman at all. You'll just look like a man wearing makeup, a wig, and some lipstick. I don't think it's possible for someone in their 50s to transition and actually look like a woman. Maybe people who are in their 50s but don't look like they're in their 50s, like, say Tom Cruise. I get that he's either already 60 or he's extremely close to it because I know he's born in 1962. But if he transitioned, maybe he would look like a woman because he doesn't look like he's in his 60s. But let's see what you look like. Guess that's you in the middle. Well, okay, he's very strong. You look better than I imagined you would, but you still do look like a man wearing a wig. Whoa. Why is Art Monkeys kind of? Let me see a free. I save Arctic Monkeys. Blur. And Gorillas. So, Arctic Monkeys isn't shining, unfortunately. But, Lizzo is, for, she only is, apparently, her new song contains a very ableist word. I don't know what that word is because no one has been brave enough to say it. But anyway, this is something that Lizzo actually posted herself. It's been brought my attention that there is a harmful word in my new song, Girls, Grrrls. I really hate the title of that song because it reminds me of Riot Grrrl, which is feminist punk rock. I really hope Lizzo isn't saying that she makes punk music. She doesn't. She makes terrible music from two genres that are already terrible. Pop and rap. Anyway. Let me make one thing clear. I never want to promote derogatory language. As a fat black woman in America, I've had many hurtful words used against me. Black's got nothing to do with it. It's just the fact that you're fat. Because in America, free speech, people have the free speech to call you fat. You have the freedom to eat all the food, and you did, which is why you're fat. You also have the freedom to be naked, unfortunately. So, and while I hope you don't, because I'd sooner kill myself than see that, you have the freedom to do it. Anyway, I understand the power words can have, whether intentionally or in my case unintentionally. Right, it's music, and even though your song is most likely one of the worst songs ever made, it still is classified as art. Art should be offensive. Like, you know, many times that people like Eminem used to use with the N word in his songs, probably. Anyway, Brett said there's a new version of Girls Without Lyrics Change. It's the result of me listening and taking action as an influential artist. Influential in what way? Dedicated to being part of the change I've been waiting to see in the world. And what change would that be? There's also impeachment. Apparently, there's tape leaked that Donald Trump says to someone to find votes, just so that you can be like, yeah, actually, here's evidence that I won the election. I don't know. Cheating. Well, you know what? Biden used votes from dead people. Like, people have been dead for years, and apparently they got up, walked to the voting station, and voted for Biden. So I'm going right. Trump cheated, so did Biden. If we're going to talk about Trump cheating, you have to talk about Biden cheating. If we're going to talk about Biden cheating, you have to talk about Trump cheating. Simple as that. No one told me the base area of your penis is left. Oh no, you got rid of 99% of your penis and 1% is left. Can't be removed, meaning you're left with literal stump inside the twitches. When you take testosterone and your libido returns, you like a warm bit without the tree. I wish this was a joke. I sympathize with you, but just like I don't know why I have to say this because people are going to hear this with no context. Don't cut your penis off. 20,000 signatures for the petition to get Morbius back in theaters for the third time, or third time being in theaters, not third time back in theaters, but whatever.